Good day and welcome everybody. My name is Toms Kazaks. I'm from ZZK Cycling Shop. Today we will be following 4Cyclists Stage 5, the last stage of 4Cyclists Zwift Cup this year. So eventually we will know who is the leader and who is the winner of this overall cup. Today is not like casual every week's race. Today we have a pretty long race with 53 kilometers, a little bit more than 53.7 kilometers with one big climb in the middle. So should be a really interesting race. Also should be a really strategic race. So we will see how this turns out. As always, we have 4 strength groups. As you know, we have A, B, C, and D. The group is for women's, and each group starts with 3-minute gap starting from A group. Also today, like last week, we'll be able to see live B group's rider Carlos Berlands, also responsible person for this Zwift Cup. So last week we could see how he's dying in the middle of the race, and my predictions is that this day won't be any easier than that. You could actually take a look how it looks now. He's already sitting in his phone. Really, this is the face of the man who is ready, who wants to suffer. So yeah, we will connect to him more or less every 10-15 minutes to check what's happening there. Also jumping between groups to see what's happening in our strength groups, starting with A, of course. So 10 seconds and we can start this race. So today we have a lot of riders in A group. I'm really happy to see that. So today we can definitely hope for a good fight in the end, good fight in the middle, also heavy climbs. So this is a race what we want to see in A group, as A group is the strongest riders in Zwift, 4.5 till 5 and more kilograms per wattage. Rainy track today, a little bit darker than usually. Today on the start line we had 200 plus riders, so in every group should be a lot of riders. So for now, I think it's actually a good time to see what we have with overall results at this moment after 4 races. So from A group, Arvils Wikströms, 148 points, first place. Second place, Martins Jürgensons with 105 points. So there is a gap actually. And what's interesting, third and second place is in a battle, because in third place, or you could say second place, Juris Eberzinch with also 105 points. So fight for second and third place is still going on. And in the fourth position we have Artūrs Kazakevičs with 79 points. If we are switching to B group, also really intense fight there. So in the first place we have Rytis Gadvilas, 121 point. Second place on the red with 118 points. And third position, Kristaps Ozos with 115 points. So first 3 places are still definitely in fight, and today's race will decide the winner. Also, reminder to everyone, we are taking only 4 best results from 5 races. If we are switching to C group, Aldis Salzemnieks first place with 156 points. Kristaps Skappars with 140 points in the second place. And in the third place, Oleksiy Korolkov with 108 points. Interesting situation is in an E group, which for women's. So for now, first place, Diana Spiridovska, 132 points. Ieva Uzane is in second place with 110 points, and Olga Luksa 105 points in the third place. And really close to the third place, in fourth position we have Svet Liberte with 101 points. So really close fight there. Also, I would mention fifth place position Jana Jansson with 91 points. If we are switching back to the race right at the moment, we can see a group is really splitting up. You can take a look from the chopper. So we can see 3 riders in the front, then we have a following group with 4 riders, and then almost 10 rider group catching the third group. So really stretched out for now. There won't be any climbs for a while, so probably this attack could be really massive if they succeed to run away from a group. Will it happen? That's a different question, because you need a lot of power to run away solo or duo on a flat surface. Maybe most of you can remember, this is part of track where we had Latvian national championships in time trial. So as you know, this is a really flat surface, and my predictions were right. So all the group catched. All just groups catch the front, and nobody could just do the attack of the day. Although we can see some riders falling off from the group in the backside. We'll try to see who they are. So we have one rider from France, and also a Latvian rider. So in Zwift, in these flats, if you drop out from a group, you're definitely in a big trouble, because the group and the drafting is really huge in a Zwift. And also we can see B group is already 3 minutes in a race. We can check what's happening in a B group, and we'll switch now live to Carlos Berlands. We can see he's already in the first group, and their speed 37 kilometers per hour, although A group is going 43-47. So B group is going a little bit slower, although B group is big as always, and we will switch to them live soon enough. So now we're switching to B group. Let's take a look from chopper and see how big is this group. So actually B group is not as big as always. Usually there's like 40 or more riders in a B group, and now they have split up pretty massively, and there's 20, a little bit more than 20 riders in the B group, and definitely in the first climb will make the changes in the group. My assumption is that today we will have raced approximately 1.5, maybe more hours, not like usually we have less than an hour, because today 53.7 kilometers is the finish with a massive mountain in middle. So the mountain is 9.5 kilometers, starts from 15 kilometer mark, and its average climb is 4%. Some places more, some places less, but average is 4%, and almost 10 kilometers climbing. That's a pretty big challenge for a lot of riders, and definitely all groups will split up, and 100% most of the strong riders will try to attack in that position. So it will be really interesting to follow riders from all groups and see what's happening when they hit the mountain. After that, it's pretty much the same, only downhill, and then at the 40 kilometer mark there is a really small climb. It's even less, in some places less than 2%, but in one place it's almost 7%, but it's really small comparison in the middle, the epic comp, so I'm really looking forward to it. So A group already done 8 kilometers, average speed about 40 kilometers. And now we can look back how it looks from rider's perspective going down. So A group is still holding together. We have only 2 riders who has fallen from group almost half a minute, and then we have B group 3.4 minutes after the closest A group riders. So B group consists from a little bit more than 20 riders still holding together, riding like always, pretty close, using advantage of the drafting for bigger groups. And now we can see also some riders from B group is falling off the group, and already almost 2-minute gap between them. And now we're switching to C group. Also, C group is not as big as always. I think the reason why B and C groups are not as big as always is the length of the race. Usually we have a little bit more than 20 kilometers, maximum 27, 28. So today we have a big chungus with 53.7 kilometers, and that's a challenge for most of the riders. That's why we see less competition in lower strength groups today. And also this is a good time to try to switch to the ladies group. So if we check sign-ups on a start line, well, actually 20 ladies on a start, most of them from Latvian cycling girls like Ievuzane, Olga Luksa, Sveta Libate. We have some new faces I haven't seen a lot in races. Antone, Jani Ansone, wow, Krista Pucīte finally is back on the races. Patricija Vendiņa and Diana Spiridowska and Samantha Roziņa from Latvian cycling girls. Definitely a lot of riders here. For now we can see most of them are holding together, riding in the same group, although the group has already split it up. So we can see from 20 riders, 10 are in the front, and we can see one lady trying to catch the group, and sadly she don't have a heart rate sensor, so her results won't be counted in. And reminder to everyone watching, if you don't have a heart rate sensor or cadence sensor, your result is not counted, and also you have to be registered in zwiftpower.com. So you can see Latvian cycling girls cruising in the front, only one rider from Great Britain with them. Sadly we can't see Dana Roorslapa, but she's probably busy with racing and training on classical cycling season. Also, if we are mentioning Latvian cycling girls, so today we have last race on 4Cyclists Zwift Cup, and next week on 8th of March, on this National Women's Day, we will have special event made in cooperation with Latvian cycling girls. So Women's Day ride. Only women will be able to participate in this race. There will be some surprise and memorial prizes. So if you're listening this live or in replay, prepare your woman for next week's race and let her see how it is to cycle in Zwift. Give her your bike, give her a trainer, and let your woman enjoy this ride. And this is National Women's Day, so yeah, there will be some surprise prizes too. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose, you can randomly win something. So Latvian cycling girls have prepared surprises. So check out information in their Facebook, Latvian Cycling Girls. Also, you can find information in Latvian Cycling Federation Facebook, and soon enough in Zwift.lv and Zwift Baltic Facebook. Now we're switching back to a group. You guys are still holding together pretty close. 11.5 kilometers, 1/5 of the race already done. So 40 kilometers to go. So now I think it's time to check what Carlos Berlands is doing. Cruising in a B group. They're at 9.5 kilometer mark. So looks for now it's just chilling and holding in group. So while we're watching live translation, don't forget to check out 4Cyclists EU webpage. If you're still preparing for your classical cycling season and you need clothes for cycling, that's the right place where to look. They're shipping clothes all over the world. You can make order from any place in the world. Really good quality, everything made and designed in Latvia. So go check their website, go check their Facebook. You can contact them via SMS, WhatsApp, write them in Facebook, write them email. It's really easy to contact them, and the response is really fast and accurate, and they will probably help you solve all your what you can imagine and all your crazy ideas with your sports clothing. So check them out, like their Facebook page, subscribe to them, help them to help Zwift to make races like this. Because this race from 4Cyclists, this is the first race what we're making, which are with prize pool worldwide. So it doesn't matter from which country you are, it doesn't matter from which corner of the world you are, if you're participating, if you are winning, you are getting prizes, you're getting results. And beyond that, every week we had surprise from 4Cyclists, some socks, gloves or something else, and it was randomly selected from all the riders in 4Cyclist races. So really good company, good guys, go check them out. Although we're like really close to an end for Zwift cycling season, there's still some jobs we have to do. For once, we have to, how to say, make a small party for Baku Baltic top riders and also for Latvian esports cycling championship winners and riders. So information is still coming up. We are still preparing everything so we could make it really nice and enjoyable for everyone. And also we are already preparing for next year and for next year's races. So stay tuned for more information, and also visit Zwift Baltic Facebook page and press that follow button to get the news the fastest. So as you can see, we are starting to go on our first climb on this big mountain. So let's see what's happening here. Do we have someone who will try to contest and make a breakaway? As I said, 9.5 kilometers. No joke. So we can see this rider from Denmark. He's actually pushing a lot. Jonathan Hook. He has been pushing A group since the beginning of the race, and he is looking pretty strong also on this climb and making everyone work for it. So let's check his Zwift power profile. It looks relatively new, not much races here, nothing much to see here also, and most of the races has been in the wrong strength category, but now we can see he's riding in A group. Probably still didn't figure out Zwift power and how it works, but definitely he looks really strong. So now we will try to check what's happening in a B group, because it looks like B group has split up. In this first climb we can definitely see the group is stretching out, and Herford from Germany is leading this one. Solovios also following from Belgium. Rider Colagiovanni. Two riders now, a little bit in a front, small gap, 2 seconds, still definitely decrease on flat side of this climb, on this small place where you can hold your breath a little bit, but we can definitely see that the group is stretched out enormously, really big. Lars Potter still holding in a 10th position. Janis Wanax also, like always, holding in a front. He's definitely one person who will make the engine work for B group. So Carlos Berlands is writing me a private message that sadly he have bad internet connection and he gets lagged out from the race. That's pretty sad. But it doesn't mean you don't have to fight, cars. I know you can probably hear me, so keep on fighting. So we can see in a big group these. Now we have 3 riders also. A rider from Lithuania, Sakunas, riding in front. 5 second, 7 second gap already, and Sakunas is still holding pretty high tempo and pushing guys from Germany and Belgium to ride with him and try to run away from a B group. In lower groups it's more easier to do that because not so many people try to attack, and also not so many people try to catch the attackers. I'm really curious what's happening in women's group, because they should really soon be climbing on this mountain, so we will check. Okay, so for women's it's still a little bit more than 4 kilometers to get to this climb, and there are still more than 10 riders in this front group, most of them Latvian cycling girls. And I really like this view, women's group with men's avatar. Okay, so we will switch to girls a little bit later. Let's see what's happening in a group. while they're in this climb. I will switch them stand position. Okay, so really good that we switched to this view. I will switch them stand position, trying to move closer to other groups. And let's see what we have in front. So in front we have 4 riders who have 3-second gap. Also Merlikins, it looks like he's solo following to the front of the group, trying to catch the group, and behind him 4-second gap from closest followers. It looks like there are 4 riders, and Arvils tries to catch these 4 riders for a chance to still fight for results. I don't know what's happening with his cadence, but it is definitely looks like there's some either connection problem or hardware problem. The cadence was jumping from 70 to 130 and no change of wattage, so it's probably some technical problem here. So 5 riders in front. Wow, 23-second gap. That's a huge gap in this small section. But climbing in Zwift, it's pain. I will try to jump to the girls, and I hope they're already in the climb. So we're jumping straight to Krista Putsite. Okay, they're still not in a climb, but there is. This is the front of the race. Krista still leading the race. That's good, but we can see they're stretching out. Girls are stretching out. Now in the front group we have 6 riders. Krista now leading the ride, and there is 3 riders trying to catch them. Power-ups already popping up to catch the front of the race. Reminder that today we have 53.7 kilometers till finish, almost 1.5 hours. In the middle, 9.5 kilometer climb, average climb 4%. In some places more, in some places less. And now we can see girls are in this climb, starting their suffering journey. I think only 1 or 2 girls will really stand out in this climb and really run away from a group. This climb is especially interesting because it really asks from rider determination to pedal for those 5-10 minutes and then pedal till you can rest on a flat ride, on a flat surface, and then pedal again. It's really frustrating when you have to do it more than once or twice. So that's why this mountain is especially nasty for riders. See Sweaty Liberties leading the group, already made 2-second gap from Olga Luksa, 4-second gap Diana Spiridowska and Krista Pucci to 5 seconds. So they're passing some rider from a B group who is struggling with this mountain. We can see here 10% climb. Like I said, in some places it's really high, but you have to get past them. Already 5-second gap from Olga Luksa. Really good job. Looks if Svet can keep up this pace and keep holding 3.5 watts per kilogram. She could possibly try to run away from Chaser's group, because in a women's group we know not often we can see someone is actually trying to catch the front. And you have the same chances of staying in a group and the same chances when you try to run away solo. As we can see from the numbers, there is not so huge difference. Already made 8-second gap. Now it's a small flat road ahead, and then it's next climb. Next climb is in this winter section. So we will switch back to Svet in a moment, and now we have to check what's happening in a group. So we can see Arvil's Victims managed to catch the 4 riders in front of him, although almost minute. Okay, not minute, 40 second gap from leaders. We can see Merglikin's fallen off from the group, and the first 4 positions are pretty strong in front, and 4 people in this race can actually go to the finish line. So it looks like no Latvian riders in today's stage, and the last stage of 4Cyclists. And we can see they're really close to the end of the mountain, and then it only will be downhill. If you're looking closely on the top right corner, you can see minimap on edge of the minimap, on the bottom edge. There is this incline map, so you can see in which position riders are at the moment. pretty interesting lineup we have in front here. So Denmark, America, if I'm not wrong, it's Wales flag, and Great Britain. Really interesting who will win the race, and here we are in the end of climb. Congratulations to the guys. American rider won the shirt for fastest climb in this section. And already 24.7 kilometers, less than half done in a race. Now it's time to switch to the B group. They should be in half of the mountain. We can see Yanis Wanak's 13th position. This is definitely a challenge for every rider, like I told it before. This is no walk on flowers. Challenging. And in front we can see rider from Germany, perfect. 2 minute gap from closest followers, and with him Lithuanian rider, so Punas. Both guys 2 minutes in front. This is the gap what's really hard to decrease, although we can maybe hope on a B group size. When they finish the mountain, they could try to catch leaders by just using drafting force, but it's questionable. Will they do it? Will they have the power to do it? So we'll have to see it in a few kilometers. So it looks like Lithuanian rider is trying to make the last attack on this downhill to get more speed on uphill, so he could continue this attack on a big downhill when the climb section ends. Will he do it? Will he make it? No, it looks like not. It was just stretching out legs, because German rider already catch him. So it's just 2 second gap. And maybe it wasn't attack at all. Watching Wikström's, who's overall result winner for now after 4 stages, in 12th position after this climb section. Now they're going downhill. First position, more than 1.5 minutes in front of the closest followers. 4 guys in the front, 4 guys leading this race. Griffith from Great Britain, 10 Elshoff from America, Corbin from Wales, and Gould from Denmark. I don't think in any world someone could catch them, not with the position and state what's with the group now behind them. And also this is downhill section where most of the time they can just cruise and collect some strength and prepare for the next small climb, and then it's just tactical games with 4 of them going for finish. As you can see, really good speed, 76 kilometers per hour already. 30 kilometers done 400 meters and then 30 kilometers. Only 23.7 kilometers left. This track has definitely been one of the biggest challenge this season. We haven't had this hard track in any of races this year. So it's really interesting to see the outcome of it. And it actually shows us that in short range races between 20 and 30 kilometers, Latvian and Lithuanian riders are actually pretty strong, but if we take longer races, then the picture definitely changes and it's much harder for them to withstand. And also this climb was definitely a game breaker for them. One reason is that in classical cycling in Latvia we don't have such a huge mountains, so they're not so prepared, and it's not in their base to climb these huge mountains. Different question is about Zwift and how much they spend time in Zwift and in climbing. But it is what it is. Now we can switch to girls and see what's happening there. Last we checked, Sveta Liberta was making big gap. Whoa, 20 seconds. Krista Pucita and Sveta Liberta 20 seconds. Oh, sorry, it's 35 seconds. 35 seconds, and Sveta is still attacking, still holding 3.5 watts per kilogram. Really good race, really good performance from Sveta. She already showed us some surprises in Baku Baltic with really great numbers and good performance. And if I had to say, this year she had the biggest skyrocket in performance and results. She has definitely improved her riding from start of the season till this point, and I can see really big performance increase this year. So I hope next year she will show more competition for other riders. So Krista Pucita 35 seconds chasing Sveta, and behind Krista Pucita only 2 seconds Diana Spiridowska. So those three girls are now fighting for podium. The question is, will Liberta can hold the tempo, and will she be able to hold this gap to these 20 seconds? And the second question is, will Diana Spiridowska will be able to keep up with Krista Pucita, because she is not lightly handed taken. She can actually show some performance and hold her own riding solo. So Olga Luxa chasing front of the race with almost 30-second gap from closest competitor Diana Spiridowska, and Eva Uzana 42 seconds behind Olga. So pretty huge gaps. Mountain bite, we could call it like that, did the changes in this group, and we can see in an E group it made the biggest changes so far. But we are switching back to a position. Let's check what is happening with Wikströms. For now, he's overall winner after 4 stages, and only 4 stages from 5 stages, 4 best stages, are taken in consideration when counting points. So Wikströms still holding from start. When I saw Andersson's, I thought it was Jonas Andersson's, but no, it's different. It's Erik Andersson from Sweden. You can see still 4 riders, Denmark, Wales, America and Great Britain holding together. 1.38 minute gap. Gap hasn't increased, hasn't decreased, so it stays the same for now. can also use this time to check how Carlos Berlands is climbing the mountain. Almost finished the climb. We can see he's really tired. This climb was definitely hard for him, but he has done it. 31st position for now, and now it's just downhill. Rest. Congratulations, Carlos. Well done. You have reached the top of the mountain. I'm happy for it, and that's the reason why we ride in Zwift, and that's why Zwift is really good, because it shows you not to give up. You have to continue, you have to fight with yourself, and mountains like these show the real strength of the rider, and also strength your mental health, because you most of the time you have to fight with yourself, not with the competitor, because it's really hot indoors usually most of the time, and the ride feel is a little bit different than casual riding. I think if you could see in high definition how Carlos looks now, he looks like he has been in a shower. He definitely looks really wet right now. Switching back to front of the A group. 4 horsemen of today's race. 4Cyclists Zwift Cup 8th stage. So for someone who is just joining, so these 4 guys, they made a pretty massive attack on a climb. We had 9.5 kilometer climb with average climb 4%, and they really used potential of this climb, and they really attacked hard and made almost 20-second gap in a first climbing section, stretching out the group, because 15 kilometers in a race till this mountain group was actually riding pretty close, 21 riders in a group, but these guys really made the attack and really performed it really well. And 4 guys in a front group can really easily run away from a chaser's group. But chasers group, there is actually no chasing group, because a group is really split up. We can see we have some 4 riders here, and then we are jumping, there is 1 rider. If you jump a little bit more, there's 3 riders, so no actual chasers can be found here. And I don't think they will have horsepower or manpower to even decrease the gap to the front. $35.2 kilometers done. I think it's time to check what's happening in a B group. Joining Yanis Vanax, they have also finished the climb, 11th position, but we can see the gap is pretty huge. In front we have Lithuanian rider, and he has done the attack. He has done it. 13-second gap before him and Herford from Germany. Not before, but between them, sorry. And he tried attack on a downhill, on the last downhill in the climbing section, and he already tried to do it on a downhill section on a big climb, and he succeeded, because for a moment Herford looked really strong and he didn't want to let go Lithuanian rider, but for now it looks really promising. And if you're looking on a Herford, he's also riding solo, and if he can decrease this gap between front of B group, only option for him is to wait when someone chasing them will pick him up. But the gap is 1 minute 53 seconds, so it's no win situation for him if he waits the chaser group, and also it will ask a lot of strength for him to catch the front, to catch Sakuna, so he's kind of in tough situation, because trying to catch Sakunas, he can risk losing the power, losing the strength, and how to say, power out himself, and he won't have any strength left to finish. But also there's a risk waiting for a group. If he accepts, he won't. take the first position, then there is a risk that group picks him up and just eats him while he has already done a huge job trying to attack in the group early. But sadly, what we can see now, he doesn't have registered heartbeat sensor, so his result is not valid and it's not counted in. So for now, Lithuanian rider Sakunas first in B position, and his gap is 2 minutes and 10 seconds from closest riders, Ozol's. So there is still fight for second and third place. So heads up, everyone in B group. For now, the rider in second place, her first from Germany, his result is not valid because he don't have heart rate monitor. Switching back to Sveta, 1 minute and 9 second gap. Wow, well done. I think she has found her position in Zwift races. When you say climb, Sveta is the first number. She can definitely hold her own, although we can see the power is a little bit dropping out and the pulse is climbing a bit, but the gap is definitely huge enough to drop down the gas a little bit to save some energy. And she's really close to the finish of this climb, and the rest of this race is rest comparing to this climb, and she's already catching some riders from a C group. That's definitely a good sign for her. And I think emotions are rising a little bit up, because not many times you can see the women's group catches the front of the C group. In some occasions, yes, when it's really huge gaps, but not every race. And if we are checking Krista, so closest follower 34 seconds. So as most of the races we can see, the gap is really the gaps are really big between front riders, front positions, so first, second and third position. And we can see exact same thing here today, and only some technical difficulties can interrupt these positions, and most of the time positioning on a podium already settled before race has ended, because the gaps are too big and it's inhumanly possible to decrease these gaps till end of the race. But there is still half the race left, so we are not congratulating anyone for now. Some things can definitely change, and like we remembered in Latvian Esports Cycling Championship in a group ride, we had situation with Dana Rozlapa, who were leading the race with pretty huge gap, and her trainer got disconnected, so she couldn't finish. Also, that kind of stuff happens. So Wikström's already in wood section. Now there are 3 riders instead of 4 like they were before. So you can see Bezinch falling off. 9 seconds, also Bezinch. A strong rider in classical season, really strong rider in races which were lower than 30 kilometers and with not such huge climbs. And we can see Merzlikins will be picked up pretty soon too. So these four guys still holding together, still riding together, drafting each other. You can see Gould from Denmark. He has pretty high beats per minute, almost 180 in comparison to we have a rider from Wales with 160 and a rider from America, Griffiths, with 161. Sorry, not America, but Great Britain, and a rider from America 153. So he's basically chilling here. Should be a really interesting finish with these four guys. I want to see how many Jews they have left when it comes to finish. So 41.1 kilometer already done in an A group, four horsemen of the race, which did, and attack of the day in a first climb. Really strong attack, really concentrated attack, and 4 guys managed to ride in front, and they are doing it for a last 20 kilometers, a little bit less than 20 kilometers. And yeah, as we can see, gap has decreased a little bit from 1.4 minutes to 1 minute and 6 seconds, but I don't think it's enough. That the decrease is enough for Chase's group to catch the front of the race. And the same situation we can see in every group, B, C, and in E group. There has been really big changes. The mountain did the job, and there's really big gap between first, second, and third position. So now we will switch to B group and see what's happening there. Last time when we checked, there was Lithuanian rider who was running in front. He had almost 30-second gap, but we'll see what's happening now. Now we're switching to Yanis Vanax. He's usually in front of the group, and he was always the engine of the group and pushing the group further and faster to catch someone who is running. Now he is holding in 10th position, and definitely this race has been a struggle for many riders here. If we're going a little bit farther, next group we have Lauris Paruks, who is now in 4th position, and then we have also Kristaps Ozols in 3rd place. So they have wrong person. So 2nd position from Germany, Hans Herford, 2 minutes and 30-second gap, so probably E group's Chase won't catch him, and he's trying to catch B group's front, 12-second gap. Last time when we checked it was 20 seconds, so maybe there's possibility he will be able to catch Lithuanian rider, and only then it will be the fight who has more juice left in them. As we can see now, it's already decreasing to 7 seconds, although for Lithuanian rider Sakunas it's a small climb here, so pretty intensive fight between them, and we will only see outcome of it after few kilometers when it comes to finish. Really interesting race today. Longer than usually, 53.7 kilometers instead of 25 to 30 kilometers. Let's check what's happening on a women's group. So Sveta Liberta is still holding 1st position. 30.5 kilometers done. I'm really happy that a lot of women decided to join this race. This long, hard race. So last time we checked, 2nd place was Krista Putsita. Let's see what's the situation right now. Okay, Krista Putsita, almost 2 minute gap between Liberta and Krista Putsita. Krista Putsita now securing 2nd place, 1 minute gap from her is Diana Spiridowska, 3rd position. So like I said, for our women's group, it looks like all places almost secure, and only some technical problems could change the podium here. So I don't think we will see some major surprises in positioning here. You can see some girls only just now finishing the climb section, but congratulations to everyone who did it. It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard climb, and I don't know if I could do it because I don't ride in Zwift so often, but I know for sure it would be really big challenge for me. Paldies, Robert! Ielieku streamu. Victory Berdinch has climbed back to group, pushed himself to get back to group, and now there are 5 riders in the chasers group, and 45 seconds between them and Radīts, and gap more than 3 minutes, 3:30 from front of the race. Pretty massive gap. With every race we can see more and more and stronger competition coming to our races. I'm really hoping next year we will have more riders, more stronger riders, and we will have more interesting races, and definitely some good changes and some good point counting will be changed than it was this year. So stay tuned for next season races, although it's whole summer between Zwift seasons, but the time flies really fast. Six plus kilometers left till finish. We'll see who will be the strongest. One hour and 12 minutes already in a race. 1 hour in a hot room with a fan in front of you. 1 hour on trainer. Definitely not an easy task, but they have done it, and they still continue to do it till the finish line. Judging by the speed and the power what these guys are putting out, looks like they are chilling and enjoying this last kilometers of this race. They know they did really good job, they did really good ride, really performed well in this big 9.5 kilometer climb. They have proven that they're really strong riders. That last challenge they will have is beating each other from then we will know who will be the first from these 4 riders. I think they're now saving power for finish, because finish is closing pretty fast. And each of them looks really strong and ready to do a strong sprint. Remember, all results are in few days. You can find in Zwift Power, also Zwift.lv and 4Cyclists EU website. You can see results, prizes, and all information about the races. A little bit more than 4 kilometers till finish. You can now check what's happening in the B group. Big group 43, almost 44 kilometers race. Jānis Vanaks, 5th position, 3rd position. Really nice. So he's back in fight. So I just want to catch and see what's happening here. So perfect. Still in 2nd position, and Sakunas is still holding the front, still holding the lead, riding pretty stable 5.5 watts per kilogram, 21-22 second gap from a 2nd place, and it looks like 2 minutes and 30 second gap from chasing group, which are fighting for 3rd position. Now we should get back to a group because they're really closing to the finish line. So watching on Vikströms, they're still chasing Merzlikin, 58 second gap. He's holding his own for now, and 3 kilometers, actually 2 kilometers and 700 meters till finish for A group, and we will see who is the winner of last 4Cyclists Zwift Cups race, 5th position. And then in a few days we will know who is overall winner of this race, who is the winner of 4Cyclists Zwift Cup, the ultimate champion this year. So it looks like 5th and 6th position also have been pretty much secured. Riders going solo. Winter from Ukraine, securing 5th position, but the biggest fight we have in front, in back of A group, and now we're really closing fast to the A group's finish, 52.6 kilometers. And we have to see who is the winner. I hope they haven't done anything bad with the finish arc, but it should be in front of us. I really hope they didn't, I don't want to say the name, but didn't do anything bad with it, but we'll see it soon enough. Should be finish line in front of us, although it by regulation had to be 700 meters, but we're watching what's happening and trying to follow. So it looks like for them the finishing is in a different place. So we can see Corby from Wells moving in front. Griffith following him with 14 watts per kilogram. Okay, we can see a Danish rider. Okay, rider from Danish, then it's American rider. They're still fighting, American rider. Then Olshoff going in front. And looks like American rider first and Olshoff, then a rider from Denmark, Gould, and only then rider from Wells. And we could see there was again bug in Zwift, where you couldn't see exact finish line. I'm really annoyed about it. Although they have been like 6 patches from it started to happen like this, they haven't still fixed it. That's really annoying. So now we have to see what's happening in a big group. Sakunas from Lithuania, 39-second gap from a second place, and he's cruising closer to being the winner of the B group. 50.2 kilometers already finished. 1 hour and 20 minutes in a race. He has pretty much also secured first place in a B group. Nobody can catch him, not even the second place. If you're taking a closer look to women's, so at Libertas still holding Queen's position, first position in women's category, closest follower Krista Putzi to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. But we can see there has been change. Diana Spiridowska has been dropped from third position, and Eva Uzana is fighting her for it. So now really close fight between Eva Uzana and Diana Spiridowska, and we can also see here that the distance in Zwift can make a lot of changes, and that the longer the distance, the more strength it asks from people and from cyclists. Sakuna still soloing to B group's victory with 40-second gap from closest competitor. First from Germany, and Sakunas is now cruising with Peterson from A group, so he can also draft a little bit and to catch breath. Oh, but Sakunas doesn't have beats per minute. I think it's maybe some bug in Zwift, because sometimes it shows he has, sometimes not. So we will have to wait for Zwift Power official results, what Zwift Power will show, because sometimes it happens that you can't see by spectrum mode this beats per minute, but Zwift actually records it, and when you publish your ride, it sends information to Zwift Power, and then you can see it publicly. So before we sign him out, we have to wait for results from Zwift Power. But if this is the case, when he don't have further monitor, then our first will be in the first position. And now I can see he's pretty much cruising to the finish. And this should be the finish line, but it's even farther. So congratulations on that. I think it's in crossroads. First place, Sakunas from Lithuania. We can see Herfurth from Germany. Also, as we can see, he doesn't have this heart rate sensor working, so probably there's a bug in the Zwift, as it sometimes happens. And he's cruising at a second position in B group. Congratulations on that. And now the biggest intense what you have in a B group is a fight for a third position. So there's no problems, nothing can happen with the second place. So we are now switching to third position, 51.5 kilometers in a race, 1 hour 24 minutes already done. Then we can see all of the classic B group riders, Pārups, Ozols, Vanaks in this group. So the fight for third position is really important in B group, so they should really push some numbers today. We can see B group is catching some A group riders. Already guys trying to go to the finish. We can see red numbers popping up, although I'm waiting for Yanis Phoenix. He always does really smart attack on a B group. Will this be the case? Move the balls. Fighting for third position now. 3-second gap between him and Ozols, 4 seconds, and we can see Giovanni, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, following him with 0 seconds, although we can't see him in mini-map. Looks like he will be unintended. Third position pretty much secured. Yes, there is no attack. Pretty much secured, although I think maybe we can see that for some riders the finish line is in much different place, although we can see they're still sprinting, they're still going So the finish line is not here. So for B group, I don't know for what reason they're still going. There's no finish. Oh, Zwift, I love when you do this. Nobody can understand anything. With Muktapals, it looks like he win. Part of second place. And Akhmeros, maybe third position. Oh. So for every rider, just please check your top right corner. Check your top right corner to see where's the exact finish line for you. And we can see over and over and over again that Zwift fails. Zwift fails to provide correct finish line. That's really sad for such a big race and such a lot of kilometers that it's shown incorrectly. We'll definitely check the results from Zwift Power and see what's happening there. So we can see now we are already jumping to C group. First position, Listovski. Minute and 14 seconds in front of second place. Although if you remember from last week, there was also big gaps in B group and in the C group, and actually the riders got disqualified from this not for whole race but for competition because they were in a wrong strength group. Sometimes it happens if difference in the power is so huge that the rider is just in a wrong strength group, and we can't say anything before Zwift Power has calculated all the data and showed us the results. But while we're waiting for C group finish, we can already start to check what's with the results from Zwift Power. Still unfiltered results. So first position, rider from America, Alex Ten Elhoff, with 1 hour 21 minute and 54 seconds from Bahu Likul team. In a second place, rider from Denmark, Daniel Gould, Movistar E team. I don't know how official it is. And third position, Dave Griffith from UK. And in fourth position, Stefan Corbin from Wales. Fifth position, Charles Windhart from Denmark. Sixth position, Josh Hodge from Denmark. Seventh position, Martin Knudsen from Denmark. And only in eighth position we can see Latvian rider Merzlikin. Ninth position, Berzinch. And then we have rider from Norway, France. So yeah, pretty massive impact on our results in terms of nationalities, because when we saw shorter races with 20 plus kilometers, Latvian riders were definitely dominating these races, but now the picture is much different. So congratulations on the winners. We'll try to refresh. Maybe we can see a B group's finish, but I don't think so. We'll probably see it after a few minutes. So now we can just follow C group's finish. 3 kilometers till finish line, although now I'm not super secure about it because of these glitches in the finish lines. For A group it was much faster on the crossroads. For B group it was even more after crossroads, like 100 meters. So it's a big mess, and I hope Zwift will resolve this problem and next season we won't have problems like this. I don't know why, but I have really strong feeling that heart rate monitoring this race is really bad, because we can see this rider has 43 beats per minute, and that's not real. That's not possible. And for some riders from A group, we can also see that the beats per minute were just disconnecting, showing back for some time, then disconnecting again. So for now, we can't actually speculate on any results. We have to wait for Zwift Power. Because if the heart rate monitor is not registered in the race, you don't get the result. That's really important. Berland's 4Cyclists EU godfather and also initiator of this race. 25th position in B group. We can also see all the Solzhenitsyn, strong rider from C group. For now, 6th position in front of him, rider from Canada, and Mont. Rider from Ireland, 4th position, 3rd position France, and also 2nd position France. Oh, now we have 39 beats per minute. I really hope it's some bug in Zwift and he's not actually cheating. Aldis Salzemnieks šito visu sezonu ir bijis monstrs tajā grupā. Parasti piebrauc pie finiša un atņem konfekts pārējiem bērniem, kas piebraukuši pie finiša ar pēdējo sprintu. So we can see no challenge on C group's finish. 1st position, minute 22 seconds is 2nd position, and 3rd position there is still small fight. You can see 2 guys fighting. Who will be in 3rd position, 51.5 kilometers. Already done. Also we can see Carlis Berlands is going for finish. Let's check it in a close. So it's interesting to see where's the finish line for him. So it looks like on the end of the crossroads. And if I can see in the minimap, it looks like the finish line is moving. Really strange, really strange. So the finish line is behind the corner here. Now you can see in exact, but for some riders it was in different places. Really strange. So congratulations, Carlos, you have done it. You finished the race. And actually, if anyone has questions why this race, you can say big thanks to Carlos. He chose this race. Although not this exact map, he had different map in different track in mind, but in last days Zwift told us that we can't use the map, so we had to change on this map, and this was the closest what we could provide for you riders. So now we can see C group, 3rd and 4th position. I don't think there will be a big fight here, although it's kind of fight for 3rd position, only day 2. So maybe we'll see something. Now we approximately know where's the finish line, so we can follow up this. So finish line should be here. And for me it shows there. But for rest of the riders shows somewhere else, if it even shows up. So really strange. So we can see attack for third position, and Wheelers is not even trying to secure it, he's just letting it go, and he's happy with his fourth position. And also finish line. Okay, finally we saw a finish line, that's good. So now only thing what's left is to see women's results, and we can see here Zwift from beginning of the mountain has really shown good performance and made 2 minutes 40-second gap between her and Krista Putsita, and Krista Putsita has made 2-minute gap. Oh, sorry, no, it's not Krista. Krista is here. 32-second gap, and only fight for now is third and fourth position. Diana Spiridowska and Eva Uzana. All the looks is 2 minutes behind the quadro of girls. So the hardest part is already finished. They have finished the mountain. They're just now riding down, going downhill most of the time, and only thing left is to finish the race. So 5 kilometers, 700 meters left for Liberty to secure the victory. Karl Berland saying, "Tas bija grūti." Definitely hard race. Like I said, he is the one who chose the length of the race. So all flowers and thanks you can send him. Definitely hard race, but definitely a really interesting race, and really interesting results from a race like this. And we can already tell that in the future we should increase the length of the races in classical Zwift season, so it makes more variety in races. It's more versatile. While we're waiting for Sveta to finish, we can already check what's happening with B group from Zwift Power. So, in consideration is taken people who has a registered profile on Zwift Power and who have heart rate monitors, cadence sensors. So, in a B group, first position, Reinis Muktupals, second position Lauris Pārups, third position Andy Red, fourth position Jānis Banaks. So interesting results. We'll have to definitely wait for Zwift Power to filter all the results, and only then we can say it's official results. And for C group, Szymon Listovski, first position, and second position Nicholas Afford, and Zwift Power already dropping red flags that these guys are riding in wrong group. They should be one group higher in a B group, and the same flag just popped up about third position Nicholas Emond from Canada. So if the results are correct and they're correctly filtered, then Kristaps Skapar should be the winner of this race, and Aldis Salzanek second position. But we still have to wait for Zwift Power to filter these results. Sveta Liberté, 15 kilometers done, 15.2 kilometers, 1 hour and 40 minutes, almost 40 minutes in race, 3 kilometers and 700 meters left, and this will be finished. This will be a really great victory to win in such a long race, and also really hard race with a hard climb. So we're following Sveta Liberté, closest follower Krista Pucīte, 2 minutes and 42 seconds behind the leader of the race in E group, which is for women only. So don't forget to check out 4Cyclists EU website, check out their closing, check out their offers, and also all results and information about the race you can find in their Facebook and in their website. Also check out Zwift Baltic Facebook page and Zwift.lv for information about future races. So next week on 8th of March we have Women's Day ride. Only women can participate in this race, so get your wives, get your girlfriends, get your daughters, get them on the bike, set up the trainer, and let them enjoy the world of Zwift. Information about joining the race you can find in Zwift.lv on the calendar section. In 2 days the link will be updated and you will be able to join the race for next week. Also, you can find information about the race in Latvian Cycling Girls Facebook and Latvian Cycling Federation Facebook, and soon enough in Zwift Baltic Facebook and Zwift.lv website. Roberts saka paldies par braucienu. Smagi. Trasa noteikti nebija viegla. Nebija redzējis, kad tik ļoti šķīsta braucēji grupas. So also Krista Pucīte has passed 15 kilometer mark, and we can see Ieva Uzāne and Diana Spiridovska only 18 seconds behind Krista. Can they actually catch her? That's a different question. This is starting to look really interesting. So Krista, keep up the pace, push up a little bit the numbers, so you can secure your second place. I can bet Sveta is really happy and she's closing to the finish line. She can already see the town. There's small downhill, 2% decrease, and she can basically cruise down to the town. Two-minute 57-second gap from second place. Really good performance, really good ride. Congratulations on this victory. It was definitely a massive ride, 53.7 kilometers with 9.5 kilometer climb, really heavy climb. Nothing can stop you now. And there is this corner. She's pushing still a little bit more, 6 watts per kilogram. And after this corner, there is finish line waiting for her. And that's it. She has done it. First place, Sveta Libarte. Now we're switching to Krista Pucita, who is being chased by Ieva Uzan and Diana Spiridowska, and those two girls are riding together, although we can see the gap is increasing, 22 seconds from 18 seconds before. I don't know what she did, maybe pushed, or starting to push pedals even more, or it's just coincidence. So she's still fighting for securing second place. I think this is the longest live stream we have had, almost 2 hours, and also the longest race. Next year, I plan to make races a little bit longer than 25-30 kilometers. So Krista Pucita is already on a finish line on this last finish kilometer, on this 2% downhill. She's rolling in a town, and in the town there's only one crossroads and then a corner, and after the corner it is finish line. So she's pretty much secured second place. Knowing Krista, probably she would say, es mīlestību, tas bija tik grūti. It's what I'm imagining, what she's like thinking now. So the last corner. Last turn, and Krista, congratulations, you have secured your second place. Really nice performance, good job. And now we're switching to Diana Spiridowska. I was wondering why I saw these orange numbers, but she has basically gotten away from Ieva Uzana and secured third position. This was fast. And Ieva Uzana, fourth position, and they were actually pretty much really close to Krista. They could actually try to catch her in different times. Wow. Okay, so that's it. 5 races, so 4 cyclists, Zwift Cup. Really nice 5 weeks. It was a pleasure for me to live stream these races. A lot of stuff happened. This was actually the last, this last race was really interesting, really nice concept of this long race. I think, and I hope everyone enjoyed this race and this cup. I really hope next year we have something similar. All results you can find in 4Cyclists EU in a few days when we calculate and put together all results. So 4 best results from 5 races are being taken in consideration when we are making overall ranking. So check out 4Cyclists EU website, 4Cyclists Facebook website. Also don't forget to check their products, make your own jerseys, bibs, shorts, whatever you can imagine. Carlos is an amazing person and he will definitely help you make what you desire, what you want, what's in your imagination to make design. Everything is made in Latvia. It's super high quality. So definitely check them out and wait for official results in the next few days. And see you next week on 8th of March on National Women's Day. We have a special event. We are going live, but only women will be able to participate in this race. So stay tuned for news and I'll see you next week, not in the same time. So time is a little bit different. It's 18:30. So like I said, check our social media for updated information and see you next week. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for liking, for sharing. It helps to make our content much better. Bye.